Check, check, 1 2 1 2, recording. Flip your thing. I think it's like on your skin, so they're not gonna hear it.
All right. I think this one. Let me see.
There you go.
Huh? 1 1.
Check, check.
Perfect. I like using different devices for recording.
Just recording.
Good morning, Sam. How
Good
you
morning.
doing,
Good
bro?
morning. It's another episode here. We're back at the jungle.
Yeah. So before anything, I want to introduce my best friend, a brother from another mother, Sam. We've been friends since middle school, actually. When I was a little weirdo.
Yeah, because you got here seventh grade.
Seventh grade.
Seventh, yeah. So middle school.
I was a weird little fucker too. I want to promote his social media too. Forged by Fire is your podcast.
Yep.
I really suggest you follow him. He got a lot of projects coming on to try to help others too. First, and this is the most important thing, you gotta help yourself so you can help others, and that's what this podcast today is gonna be about.
Absolutely.
So today's title is gonna be
Love yourself so you can love others. I think, correct?
yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Um, Anything else you want to add to the intro?
Oh, no. I mean, yeah, we're doing these daily podcasts for you guys, and I hope you're enjoying so far. If you have any feedback, please comment, email,
Share it
and
if you like it.
share it, subscribe it if you like it. And we're trying to do these weekly. Hopefully, in the future, we'll be able to do 2 episodes a week. But it's personal life has been kind of chaotic now. And once I get all this jungle sorted out too, we'll try to move to different spots, go inside the house before it gets too cold. But yeah, I mean, I hope you guys are enjoying it so far, and let's get rolling.
Yeah. And I'm gonna list all his social media down too. He has Instagram, TikTok, on his podcast Forged by Fire. I'm gonna be the guest there once in a while. We're gonna pick different topics there. Mine is the art of failure. I want to talk about the things that make me slow down in life and now move to the better parts of life in the self improvement, success. Forged by Fire, he's gonna have a lot more. Okay, he's gonna have this podcast and he's gonna start new projects. But it's gonna be a pleasure to work with him.
Yeah, so Forged by Fire, we're going to be talking a little bit of current events. We're going to delve a little bit into conspiracy theories. We're also going to talk about, sorry, go ahead.
That actually have become true. That we talk about it.
Right, success and just personal experience on tips on what we think might help you guys.
So
Yeah,
Forged
so
by Fire, I think it's gonna be a life experience kind of podcast.
right.
So let's dive into it, man.
Let's get into it.
Oh, this one, it's one that I think I'm gonna enjoy talking about because, however, let's say I never understood, I never really realized that you have to build yourself so you can take care of others. Love yourself.
For sure.
However, now it's a very controversial topic that you're not supposed to put yourself first. You're supposed to put others first.
Yeah, I think the media is portraying this, which I get it. I mean, we're all here to serve. I mean, part of the reason why we're doing this podcast is try to help other people, but you can't do that unless you have something to help with, right? And I think it's important to build yourself, build your character, just so you have some content to give to people, because you can't help people if you don't have anything to give. So it's important to love yourself so you can love others. And that goes with the saying, you can't pour from an empty cup, right? So fill your cup first so you can help others. The other saying is, when you're in an airplane, there's stuff going wrong, or the mask falls, they always tell you to what?
Put your mask on.
Put your mask on first, and then to help others, because you won't do anybody any good if you're fainted, right? You don't have enough oxygen, you can't help anybody. So it's very important to help yourself first, then to help others. But I think religion and the media portrays this, that you always should help others first, and I don't agree with that. Well, what do you have to say about that?
I'm gonna give you the versions where I come from. I come from very following what the media said, what the trend was, thinking like every other person in the planet,
Mm-hmm.
trying to be like every single other person because I believe it was right because everyone was doing it.
Yeah.
And I used to think that I had to, and I'm gonna go into relationship because I don't really get along with my parents. I don't talk to them, so this is the closest thing I have. I
Mm-hmm.
thought about putting my current partner first and putting that person in the pedestal. It was gonna build me to be better, and it was gonna give me happiness. I know
Mm-hmm.
we talked about this before, but then the problem is that you're not doing anything for yourself. You're not building your character. You're not becoming a better person.
Yeah.
You're loving somebody before you loving yourself.
Right.
And this, I'm gonna put it into the fitness perspective now. How can I be better if I'm not in a good, healthy stage in my life?
Mm-hmm.
How can I protect my kid if I can't run? How can
Exactly.
I can, you know, lift something at home if I don't do any exercise? How
Mm-hmm.
can I work if I don't have, mobility, whatever?
Exactly.
So I have to love myself first, and that's
Mm-hmm.
the concept people are missing.
Yeah.
Being narcissist is a little different,
Mm-hmm.
but that's the problem people don't understand. Loving and just being full of yourself is a whole different thing.
Yeah. No, I agree. And what is the definition of narcissist? It's just you love yourself
Too much.
without consideration for others.
I think that's what it is, but some I have heard that I'm very narcissistic, but maybe I am. I don't know. But if I can, I will help others.
Right.
Sometimes it's
And I think you said that very well. For example, I think we're all narcissistic to a level because we should help ourselves because if we can't help ourselves, we can't help others. For example, in your family, if you're doing well, your family is going to be doing well, correct? So, like, you have to look to further yourself to help yourself in order to help your family. So, once you help yourself, you're obviously going to help the people you love, the people that are close to you, and expand that circle if you can. So, yeah, no, I think you said it very well. Um, yeah.
I'm gonna give you another example, and we're gonna dissect this one. And like I said before, I have to go with the relationship
Mhm.
stage
Mhm.
because it's the closest thing I have that I can really dissect. So, for example, if I love a woman too much, right, and I put all my energy and everything I have into her, it's not gonna let me, on my mind, try to learn new things to get a better job, to improve my life, exercise, and become a better person.
Mhm.
Because all your energy you're putting into somebody else instead of putting it in you first, and then it can flow like a triangle. You know what I mean? Because if
Yeah.
you learn here, you can give to that person, and it comes back because the person is gonna give you back, like a circle. Let's
Mhm.
say a
Mhm.
triangle thing because I have a kid, so I put that energy into me, come into the relationship, my girlfriend, my kid, then it comes back to me. But what I'm trying to say is, and
See
I've
that?
seen it and I've done it,
Mhm.
that I have put in too much care into somebody else before me, and then you forget you have to learn new things, you have to try to better yourself, you have to take care of your body, and you put in that energy into taking care of somebody else, so you
Mhm.
forget about you. And how can you get better doing things if you're not?
So I agree and I don't agree. I think I see your point, but when you say give love, that's the part I don't agree with. Because for me, my vision of like love, if you're full of love, if you chose to love yourself, love is just like overflowing, right? It's a full cup that's overflowing and it's always overflowing. Sure, you're not giving because it's not something you give and you expect to get it back, right? Love is just overflowing, and it's flowing into that other person. So I think that's the part where I have an issue with. I think if you love someone, you just, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like you don't expect anything back. It's just natural. So it's not like you're forcing to do it.
I don't know if it is me, but I do not really know what love is in the sense of describing it. Because what do people describe as love? Look at the descriptions we've been raised by love.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you watch a movie, love it means I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
very vague human instinct kind of things. You know,
Mm-hmm.
sex. That you prove somebody loving them by sex or stuff like that. I don't. So I think my description of love is not really what it should be in
And
that sense.
I think love is a very personal thing, right? It's a personal experience. Um, Love may be completely different to somebody that was born in Thailand because it's acceptable to another point of view than the Western culture. So I think love is very personal, but I mean, to me, love is not putting someone before you, but taking their point in consideration. I mean, there are sacrifices that you're gonna have to make at some point. Sometimes, like, it's not about doing what you love all the time. You have to take that person into consideration. It's like,
That is
okay,
love.
this means a lot to this person. I don't want to do it, but let's do it.
So love, from what you're saying, and I don't, it's just wrong. What I'm understanding is doing things that you don't really want to do. That's a part of love too.
For me, I think so. I mean, at least that's how I express love. There's always the affection side of it, but for me, love means sacrifice. It's taking yourself out of yourself a little bit and seeing what's important to this person and trying to do what they want to do.
That's a very good description, and to me, it's very vague. Like I said, it's a word that I feel is being used too much and
Hmm.
very how can I just say for anything.
Yeah.
Too much is actually it's being thrown around too much that it doesn't.
Well, it becomes meaningless, right?
Yeah, it's losing its value. Like
Right.
currency, if you got too much currency, inflation happens, so it doesn't really has its own value as before. And I think that's a big issue that society has.
Hmm.
The love now is not what it used to be in the sense loving yourself, loving others. Like we said, we love things. I think we really like care about certain things. Like I say I love my car,
Hmm.
and it's a misconception of love sometimes.
Hmm.
And I think I really have a strong feeling for my car in the sense I like it, I enjoy it. But
Right.
the word love is kind of you know being thrown around like nothing, and that's I think that's creating a lot of issues. Like for me, that I don't really understand what love is,
Hmm.
and that comes to take a take something out of you in the future because you make mistakes by the misconception you have.
Yeah. I think you can have love for a person and also love your possessions. There's two different kinds of feeling, I would assume,
Yeah, oh, it is. It is. I can say I have the
right?
same
Because
feeling for
the car,
go away
you
anytime.
you can get another car, right? God forbid something happens to the car, you can get a replacement now, but that person that you love in your life, it'll be very hard to replace that person.
Yeah, you can't replace a person, man. That's where I think is the whole thing.
You can love somebody else, but the same experience, the same character, the same person that filled that spot in your life, you can't replace that. You can love somebody else, but it would be a different person. Like, it would be the same thing like if you have the Q60 and that's the only Q60 in the world. You lose that car, you can never replace it. But you can get a Supra.
Hmm.
You still love the Supra, but it's not the Q60. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I know what you mean. And that's what I think it is. And I might drift a little bit away, right? I think that the perception we're getting, and we're gonna go back to last time we talked about this, was that now, like we're saying, like love is misused and everything. People think loving others is gonna bring their happiness first, and it's so easy nowadays to think to relate dating with love, right? That people make it easy because like you said, love is sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
So people tend that they don't want to sacrifice anymore. They think love should be painless.
Mm-hmm.
But love teaches you. When you love yourself, you go through life experiences that are gonna teach you. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's creating society into just replacing instead of caring,
Yeah.
trying to fix the issues in their relationship or to themselves. They just want to replace it. That's where I think addictions come because you're going through a tough time, you don't understand yourself, and you don't have enough understanding that loving yourself is taking care of yourself and trying to get help. So what happens? You go to an addiction, and addictions are easy to get.
Mm-hmm.
My addiction is I purchase too much on Amazon. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah. And I think the society nowadays, it's everything is so recyclable, right? You just get a new one.
Like TVs, bro. Back in the day when we grew up, I remember they used to fix them.
Right.
Now you just throw them away, get a new one, and I feel it's happening to our morals too.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you love yourself, you're gonna build yourself, and you're gonna do things that are gonna hurt you, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to stay in life situations that are gonna hurt you, and I feel people are so easy to change
Mm-hmm.
their beliefs, and I think that's a expression of not loving themselves because they don't know who they are.
Yeah. I think it's very important for like I don't know myself still completely. I don't think you ever will. But I think it's very important to find a quiet place, spend some time with yourself, enjoy your company. Because if you don't enjoy your company and you rely on
Other
other
people.
people's company, you think that's love, but that's not love. You just can't be by yourself. So I think it's very important to turn off the television, man. Turn off, get rid of these, spend some time with yourself. No music, no television, because television is really what? Telling a vision, but whose vision are you ingesting?
The person giving you their vision.
Right, so it's the media and the news. Like, I barely, so I only watch TV on weekends. During the week, I don't watch any TV. I watch Netflix. I'm gonna go out there and say I watch Netflix. Sometimes you need a little bit to distract yourself from reality. And news, I mean, what's that? There's no news in the truth and no truth in the news. So they're always regurgitating because I think one of our past episodes we talked about fear,
Mm-hmm.
and fear is very addicting because we're hardwired to whatever we fear is like flashing lights. Is like your brain's like, hey,
It's here.
this is important. Pay attention to this. So the news is constantly like regurgitating fear mongering people. I'm not saying that some news are not important, which some are, but for the most part, it's just fear mongering. I think I'm getting sidetracked and I completely forgot where I was going with this.
No,
But
it's about love and being
it's
by yourself, and how we're getting distracted by TVs, cell phones, and
right.
not really finding ourselves.
Yeah, no, I think it's very important to spend some time by yourself, learn a little bit by yourself. So when you are alone or when you are with somebody, you can learn about that person and not cling to their beliefs. But we'll have separate visions.
Let me point this one out. I got two. Before I forget, I'm just gonna mention it. One I want to talk about is like sometimes loving yourself is being able to be by yourself.
Yep, for
And
sure.
the other one that you just point out, some people drift their beliefs. They think just because they go into a relationship with a person, they are supposed to become that person instead of complimenting that person. And what I'm trying to say by this is they change who they completely are.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean they love themselves? Because to me, it means they don't have love for themselves. They loving that person before themselves. If you change your values, your visions, your goals, and everything
Mm-hmm.
to be with another person,
Yeah.
sometimes I believe and I think and I feel what makes you you has to stay with you, because if you go to the relationship and become a mirror of that person, you lose your value, you lose your self-love.
Exactly. And then I think at that point, that person too will become bored. Whoever you're with, I mean, they they get bored of the person that you're becoming because the person they met is not the person that they're with anymore. Um, and I think that comes from, spending some time with yourself, having your own hobbies, having your own values, and you add to the relationship, right? You don't subtract. And that comes from one of our past episodes. Is like nobody in a relationship is responsible for your happiness. You bring your happiness, you bring your hobbies, and you kind of find a common ground and add to the relationship.
And that's the thing I think we're missing now, to understand that the whole thing that how can I say this, you have to be the pillar sometimes. You
Mhm.
gotta have somebody to, you have to be strong like an oak, right? The oak
Mhm.
is, it has its roots, and that's why you should have roots. So you become your own self, you love yourself, and with those strong roots, nothing is gonna throw you to the side, in the sense that then you can love others. Like
Mhm.
you say, the cup is overflowing, and
Right.
you can give that to other people. But if you don't have it in you, how can you just give it to somebody else if you don't have it?
Right.
It's like me trying to
Yeah, you
give.
can't give what you're lacking.
Exactly, and I think that's what society doesn't understand.
Mhm.
It's like a bank trying to lend money without having any.
Well, that happens every day.
Oh well, that's not a good one. Then it's like me trying to give a charity and I don't have any money in my bank account.
Right.
That's
Right.
a better one.
Yeah.
Like trying to go for taking your car out with no gas. It's not gonna
Exactly.
last long, and
Yeah.
I think that's a big issue that brings down relationships, partnerships too.
Mhm.
Business partners don't understand each other, and it's not. It doesn't. It's a trust thing too, because if you don't love yourself, you're not gonna show any strength, any trust. You don't trust yourself, you don't love yourself,
Mhm.
because you know what you're doing, and how can you go and trust somebody else if you
Yeah.
can't even rely on yourself?
Right.
I don't know if it makes any sense,
That does. Does. Yeah. You put that well.
because that's the way I feel. Like I trust you
Mhm.
because I know myself. Well, I love myself a little bit too much, but if, if my gut, and I believe in my gut, tells me you are a good person, I love myself so much, I'm gonna trust my gut, and I'm gonna trust what it says about you.
Yeah.
So I think everything is related with becoming better, and I think loving yourself is not just caring too much about yourself, it's just building yourself too.
Yeah. No. I tell you what. I gotta find my gut again. I feel like I have to take my own advice and spend some time with myself, do some meditating, and because I my gut's fucked up. Like, and I've had moments where my gut's telling me something which is completely not true. So I've learned, and this is very unfortunate, I've learned not to listen to my gut sometimes because it's just fucked up. So,
I'm gonna tell you something. I don't know how I can explain it, but oh, it's gonna take a second. I gotta put into words. It's I have a way of saying it to myself,
hmm
but I can't put it into words. It's just something I know. There's a different feeling when I get a fear in my stomach, and a fear, a worry, and then my gut feeling. It's two different feelings.
hmm
A gut feeling is hard to freaking explain. Fear is something like emptiness in your gut.
yeah,
Feel what you feel, fear. Uh, you feel, how can I say this? There's a word, uncertainty, right?
hmm
and then that builds up into your brain. But the gut feeling is something so different. I don't know how to
Mm.
explain it,
Mhm.
because when you are afraid, is that feeling in your gut too, of concern of what can happen. It's very different than the gut feeling is telling you, don't go here, something might happen.
Mm. Mhm.
I don't really know how to explain it. I
But
know
if you
it.
don't go, how do you know something was gonna happen?
It's just something.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you this.
Because I've had like I've had gut feeling before, and I went against it, and nothing happened.
I don't know, man. It's just my gut feeling, bro. I don't know how to explain it. It's just, I guess we gotta research. It's just a different feeling. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know what to really explain it like. Being fear of breaking some, being fearful something broke or something like. I don't know what to really put it there. When you get in trouble at work, you get a emptiness and uncertainty feeling. It feels in the same part, I feel, but
Mhm.
it's different than the gut feeling. The gut feeling is just, it's something so different. I don't really know how to explain it.
Yeah.
It's not gonna make sense, so let me stop. I believe in the gut feeling. I give it a 10.
Yeah. I gotta do some talking with my gut feelings. See if we
You gotta cleanse your stomach.
yeah, for real. Maybe my gut bacteria is skewing my views.
I think that's why so many chemicals into food too. So we get distracted from trusting our gut feeling.
Yeah.
But this is for Forged by Fire.
Yeah.
I don't want to get in there.
Yeah.
I was saying that sometimes learning how to be by yourself is self love too, because we rely on other people too much,
Mhm.
and I have suffered through this one. I
Mhm.
rely on other people guiding me, other people telling me what to do, how to do things, and other people like feeling that I'm worth it,
Mhm.
that I'm doing good in life or something. So sometimes it's good to be by yourself and just look at yourself and be like,
Yeah. That.
I come far I come this far. I'm doing this.
Mhm.
I'm in this position in my life. It can be good or bad. Sometimes you gotta realize that you're not in the best in your
Mhm.
life, like situation, work wise, personal life, and it helps you. And sometimes self love means taking responsibility for your own actions that you fucked up.
No. Yeah. For sure.
And
For
I
sure.
have fucked up so much, and sometimes I sit down by myself, I laugh, and it
Mhm.
makes you feel better because loving yourself means taking full control of your life and responsibilities, not lying to yourself.
Yeah.
Like Bedros Koulian said, that dude is sometimes I hear his voice in my fucking head whenever I'm saying
Yeah. His podcast is awesome. I
shout out.
listened through his whole podcast in a matter of like maybe a
Yeah,
week and
shout
a
out to
half.
Bedros Koulian. Hopefully someday, and it's not gonna be too far. We can be a guest there because
Yeah, that would be awesome.
he's his story, man, and I think he has a good point. Like, how can you do better in life or take care of your family if you don't take care of yourself? And that's the whole situation.
Yeah, I don't think it's such a bad thing to be a little bit selfish. So if you're being selfish and that's gonna contribute to other people's life,
Yeah,
why not? Like for example, when I got the truck. So my wife, I mean, I love you, but if you're listening to this, it's the truth. When I got the truck, she was completely obsessed. She's like, "Oh, you only care about yourself," but she didn't know the vision behind me getting the truck. So we always talked about traveling and traveling across the country. Getting the truck was like that first step to traveling the country. Got the yeah, obviously like getting the truck was benefiting me more than her right now, but eventually that was the plan to get the truck, get an RV, and travel the country. Obviously, the house turned into a money pit, and we're not going to be able to get the RV right now. But that was my plan behind it. So was I thinking solely on me? No, I had her and us in that image. But whether she believes that or not, I mean, we have to talk about it. But
can I ask you this? What I feel is that word selfish is misused sometimes.
hmm
Sometimes we have to take decisions for ourselves, and they say oh, it's selfish, but
For
it's
sure.
society just trying to shift us from achieving more.
Mm-hmm.
I feel, and I'm gonna be honest, I feel this new, uh, what's it called? I don't know, like media, everything is trying to make us weaker, so we rely on others instead of relying on ourselves. Trying to
Mm-hmm.
teach us that if we do something for ourselves, it's wrong.
Yeah.
If we care about ourselves, it's wrong. If we put ourselves first, it's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Why? We can't clothe other people before we clothe ourselves. Why? Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Like we have to do this, and I don't think it's wrong. I'm seeing it from a point of view. I got the new car. Let's say in a selfish way, I just wanted something new, but it's
Mm-hmm.
pushing me to find new ways to become better.
Yeah.
I want to make more money,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes that's the only way you're gonna do it. Putting yourself into that, because if you're comfortable in life, you're not gonna do anything.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to put yourself do selfish things. It's like from I going to a gym 3 in the morning. To me, it's selfish sometimes for me because I leave everything behind.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Yeah, but it's part of your routine, your morning routine. It's important for you. Like, and if you're with somebody that loves you, and it's important for you, okay, they'll maybe they're upset that you took that action, but ultimately that they should understand if it's important for you and it's making you happy,
that works.
right?
But I think there's a problem now. The shift in love has come to the other person, too much into the other person.
Yeah.
Like man, I know people, and I that for them giving everything to the other person and leave nothing for themselves. And it's not a bad thing, but
Mhm.
I mean it in the emotional sense, in the
Mhm.
time sense that they don't spend time with themselves to get better or know
Mhm.
themselves. So I think that brings a lot of relationship issues too, because in the
Mhm.
future, once they shift that and they put a little effort into them,
Mhm.
it feels weird to the person they're with. They think something else is going on because they used to put all the time. And I think I've done that too. Like
Mhm.
at the beginning of the relationship, I just give everything, everything, everything. And then when,
You know, you can't give everything, but like when you start doing stuff, when you, for example, when you do stuff for your son, for your girlfriend, you see that is bringing joy to them. Does that not feel good for you? So it's good to do stuff for other people,
yeah,
but you like
I
you,
think it should be a balance though.
yeah, for
Because
sure.
we are teach to give everything and not be left with nothing. And I think that's the biggest issue because after a while, it just creates emptiness in your heart.
Yeah.
And then that's why I believe a lot of these people just take rush decisions and they do things that they thought they were never gonna do,
Mhm.
and then they leave everything behind because they don't understand that feeling,
Yeah.
and that creates just emptiness in your heart if you're just giving and giving. Like you
Right.
said, it's just you emptying the cup without putting anything back into it.
Right. Right.
And I feel that's the biggest issue. That's society, and we're gonna see it through the years now.
Mhm.
I feel that it's gonna build up into a big issue in the next 20 years.
Yeah.
Depression, anxiety.
I
People are,
think it's already here.
but I think it's gonna grow.
Yeah, I think it's bound to get worse.
Playing video, I like playing video games. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not saying anything, but it should be a balance. Some of these people they play too much video games,
Mhm.
and then they don't read, they don't listen to podcasts, they don't go out for a walk, they don't love themselves. They just sitting down on a screen, eating or whatever. And I'm like, you're
Yeah.
just not building anything. You're just giving everything. That is time.
Mhm. Yeah.
And if you love yourself, I believe you gotta give time for yourself because time is something that is the most valuable asset we have, and we're giving away.
Yeah. Not getting time back.
I told somebody this, and it's funny. Like, if you somebody gives you time, that's the most valuable thing you can get from a person. I don't
Right.
care if it is a gift. I don't care if it is whatever it is. Somebody gives you time. You gotta really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah. Time and attention, and because it's one thing to have you time, like for example, you're spending time with somebody, but they're on their phone, right? How annoying is that? Because you're giving this person time and they're on their phone. I think that's very disrespectful. So I would like to add time and attention, because if you have somebody's sole attention, that is powerful.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've done this. That I used, be at home and be
Hmm.
on the phone. It's going down from what it used to be. It's an addiction.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to do now is put the gray color in the screen,
Hmm.
so it doesn't attract you too much. Because it's
What
a
is that? The gray screen?
pretty much there's a setting on your phone that it turns everything gray and black.
Oh, really?
So yo, you look at your phone, you don't see colors. It kind of dies out that attention.
Ah,
And
that's
I learned
interesting.
this from Alex Hormozy. At night, I have a setting from certain time at night
Yeah.
to certain hour of the day.
Hmm. So
Gray,
it just takes out the colors out. It's just like
gray and
gray and
black,
black.
gray, black, and white.
Hmm.
So it kills that attention that you have for the phone,
Yeah.
and it's good.
It's just a setting or is it an app?
It's in the setting. I
Cool.
found it because I put my alarm. I'm like, oh, what day is this and that? And
Yeah.
then at a certain time, it kills my notifications, everything, and it just puts the screen in gray. So I look at the phone. I was watching a YouTube video last time, and at that certain time, everything went gray. I was like, what the fuck? And then
Yeah.
you lose interest.
That's good to know. Because I'm guilty of that too. And sometimes like I catch myself on the phone. Well, it's like I'm always doing something on the phone, like researching something or listening to or reading something. But sometimes I catch myself on the phone and when my wife is talking to me. So I'm guilty of that. That's something that I really have to work on.
Me too. And I think that should be a goal about loving yourself, being
Yeah.
able to leave those addictions
Yeah.
because they're addictions. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. Those colors, they're very like
Oh yeah,
tempting.
they use those colors and symbols for a reason.
Yeah.
It's just to attract attention.
Do you guys know Google created a patent for that for the colors on the phone for the screen colors?
I've heard about it, but never looked into it.
So we're gonna talk about Forged by Fire. But overall, I think there's just so many things that you can do to actually take care of yourself, love yourself. Reading is the main one.
Yeah.
Reading, listening to people that are doing better in life than you, because you learn.
Yeah.
Because if not, this is, I don't know, man. I want to say some things, but I don't really know how to say it. It's just you can't take care of your family if you're doing bad. That's all. And
Yeah.
we've seen it. We have a lot of examples. We talk about.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
And even if you don't love yourself, then you're not improving in life. And if you're not improving in life, your partner someday might look at you and just move on into a different direction. And
Mhm.
you're guilty of losing that person too.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's that it's not you, it's me, or that it's not me, it's you. It comes to sense.
Yeah. The energy in the relationship is very infectionate. I'm not sure if that's infectious. I think that's the proper word. So if you're hungry but your partner is not hungry, it really comes down which one is the more dominant person or the dominant feeling, because that person not being hungry might be bringing your vibration or your frequency down. So I think you both have to be in the same wavelength to be greater, to add to the relationship. If you're both hungry, that is awesome. That is amazing.
And it's hard to see that.
Yeah.
It's always somebody else gonna be more hungry than the other person in every aspect of life.
Yeah, for sure. But what you don't need is like one person
Competing.
not being hungry, just like wanting to sit and watch TV and like just kill time, and then the other person trying to be better.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
because then it creates a whole gap between that person.
hmm
Those two people, it creates a gap,
Yeah.
and then you gotta build the bridge.
right,
Like you
because
have.
that person doesn't understand. Is not that you don't want to spend time with them. Is that you rather spend time with them building your future or achieving something.
Yeah.
But
That's so. Yeah, loving yourself. It's such a wide topic. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, yeah.
The way I see it is just you gotta make yourself better,
Mhm.
improve,
Mhm.
and then you'll take care of your family. And now Bedros Keuilian said this, and it hits hard. How can you take care of your parents when they get old if you don't have the money? And like I said, I don't talk to my parents, but there's people I want to take care of,
Yeah.
and that's my goal now. Because if I love myself enough, I'm gonna do better in life,
Mhm.
and then I can take care of others in different aspects of it, with time, with financial aid, and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yep. Yep.
It's just, it's just, I think misconception of self-love now, it has come to a very deep, dark place.
Yeah.
Self-love is being overweight and accepting it,
Mhm.
not not improving your life in the sense, not learning, just time consuming on the screen. That's self-love, because that's believe you doing what you like.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna drift a little bit, but I think what we're learning about self-love is so incorrect nowadays,
Mhm.
because I think self-love now means you don't have to sacrifice things. You don't have to learn. You don't have to put yourself in a difficult spot. You don't have to be uncomfortable, and you don't have to improve life.
Mhm.
It goes from everything. You don't have to take care of your body. You don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to learn how to even cook.
Mhm.
And I feel is going to a dark, dark place.
Yeah.
I think self love is just pretty much now is just letting yourself go and see how far you're gonna make it into life.
Or how far you're not gonna make it.
Yeah, self love now is you only live once, do whatever you want, and everything you do in life has repercussions, has a cause and effect.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think now self love is just do
Well,
dumb
some of
stuff.
that stuff you mentioned is not really self-love, is self-destruction.
But
Because if you love yourself, you want to take care of your body because your body is a temple.
But what I'm trying to say is that now what we are seeing on media and what is being preached to this new generation, that's self love.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I agree. Turn the television off, man. Don't listen to that shit.
Yeah, this is that's how they make their money. I was if you go, what's the first thing they put? Artists. They don't put anything beneficial.
Yeah.
It's what your biggest rapper is doing, what this person in media done.
Mhm.
It's not teaching you anything. It's just putting bad ideas into people.
Mhm. Yeah. You want something to kill time with? Listen to podcasts. Hopefully yours, but doesn't have to be yours. Listen to other people's point of views. Read books. Um.
Go for a run.
Yeah. Go for a run. Go to the gym. Go for a hike. Go swimming.
and
There's tons of stuff you got to do. Just get yourself outside. Turn the television off.
put yourself in uncomfortable situations. And by uncomfortable, I don't mean the dumb stuff and then get in trouble. I mean do things that you're not used to, like learn how to meet strangers. That's a thing I'm freaking good at it. I don't know. Well, maybe it's just I think I'm good at it. I go anywhere, I can start a conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good.
I can get to know people without even knowing them before, and I don't have an issue going to a place not knowing
I
people.
used to be better at that. I think COVID, and like being inside and like staying away from people, I think that had an effect on me. I gotta work on that again.
I think it had an effect on everybody. I
Yeah.
think it destroyed a certain part of our our soul. Let's be
Mhm.
honest, because I believe everybody has a soul, and that makes you who you are, gives you your personality, it
Yeah.
makes you. A body is just nothing without soul.
Yeah.
It gives you a whole. It's like a car. It's the engine of the car. That's the
Yeah.
closest thing. It's like so. The body is just the outside shell,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it took a piece out of us. But yeah, my thing is just now we're being shown what the kids are learning, that self-destruction is self-love.
Yeah.
That you don't have to do uncomfortable things. Like in schools, I don't know how they're gonna end up, but I remember very different than now. We learn about respect and things like
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
But self-love, and
Are
now
kids
it's
even doing the? Oh my God! It's not the Pledge of Allegiance. Are they doing that in schools
yeah.
anymore? Or is
Well,
that
where
or
my son goes, they still do it,
they still do it?
and
That's
it's
good.
very respectful.
That's
But
good.
they don't pray anymore.
Mhm.
And I don't know, man. It's sad to where it's coming to. Like I seen videos that people are preaching to stay overweight, and I'm like, bro, what the hell?
Yeah.
Well, if overweight was fine, everybody would do it. Being overweight was fine, bro. You you wouldn't have people being attracted to fit people.
Yeah.
So it's just a misconception. I think that's what it is, a misconception.
Well, they're starting to restructure the standard of beauty now. Like Victoria, like I'm not putting anybody down. That's not me. But with the plus sizes,
One thing is, I think is that this is the misconception where it's gonna come. One thing is not judging people, right? You know, like I like to meet people, try not to judge, but you get to know the person, you'll tell if it is a go-getter or not, what
yeah,
kind of person I am.
yeah,
But the point that he's trying to make is just they're feeding the wrong machine.
mhm,
If I tell you that being lazy and not doing anything is good, that's wrong.
yeah. They don't have your best interest in mind. I
They
mean,
just
if
want to sell.
they're yeah, if they're telling you it's okay, always strive to be better. If uh, if you can't walk a block without being out of breath, that's not good. And if they're telling you that it's okay, they're just trying to push you with product. It's
You know,
not okay.
you know what I read or so, and I don't know how true it is. It's just that it says that less than 5% or 1% of men can do a pull-up now.
Wow.
That's fucking insane, bro.
Damn.
That
One
is,
pull up?
yeah, a pull-up. That's what it said. I gotta research.
That
That,
is wild.
we gotta get that topic into Forged by Fire.
That is wild.
But imagine, bro, like what?
Yeah.
That when you seen the videos of schools back in the 60s or
Yeah,
so,
60s, 70s, yeah.
people were fit. And what's so wrong with taking care of yourself, you know?
Hmm.
But I think that's a misconception now, taking care of yourself. Taking
God
care,
forbid if America gets invaded. Can you imagine?
bro, I don't know. I think that's where David Goggins is changing the whole game
Yeah.
because
Well,
he's
that
motivating
that
people.
guy is he's an alien. He's out of this world.
Damn.
But if we could all be like 50% of what David Goggins is, I think we all be
Society will be driving. This,
yeah,
we wouldn't have no stop, man.
yeah.
There's a lot of people, influential people out there, but they're getting judged. Like
Mhm.
Jordan B. Peterson, bro.
Mhm.
I really like his speeches, his podcast. He has a very good thing that he said. Was it him or somebody else? But he said that it's better to have a sword, not having to use it. Something like that. Quote.
I think it's better to be a warrior in a garden than to be a gardener in a war.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something along those lines.
But what it means for people, and I'm just gonna put it out there, is just you gotta be prepared for anything
Mhm.
in life, and it's better to don't have to go through the situation than having to go through it and not knowing what to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And some people take it is for war, inspirational things, but it's not. If you don't know how to change a tire in your car and you go through it, you cannot go to hell
Mhm.
because that has happened to me. I didn't know how to work on my car,
Yeah.
and then I will have issues, and I didn't know how to do it. You don't know how to cook. That's you're gonna die of hunger if one day you can't order
Yeah.
food or anything. You can't fix your basic things. How you gonna take care of your family?
Yeah. Take care of your basic needs.
Yeah, if you don't, even shaving, I had to learn how to shave myself. I still cut myself, but it's necessary
Yeah.
because people judge a book by its cover.
Mhm.
You gotta dress nice. That's another thing, bro. Like my girlfriend pushed me, dress this way, try to, become better.
That's one thing I still have I'm not comfortable with. It's dressing because it's like tucking my shirt in, man. I have such a problem with tucking my shirt in. I feel so uncomfortable.
But you don't have to. You can wear jeans, and you don't have to tuck your shirt in. You can wear
Yeah, but for
shorts.
formal settings, for example, right? You're going to formal setting. You're
Wait,
wearing a dress shirt and it's getting tucked in. It's
bro,
so uncomfortable for me, man. I can't stand it.
that's one thing
Can't stand it.
I miss where we used to work together. I used to dress better.
Hmm.
Now I'm just casual. I miss it because it gives me a self love.
Yeah.
Because I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, fuck, I want to dress like this again. But
Hmm.
dressing is a very important part of self love because it is what people judge you by.
Yeah, but that's not really well. If you're worried about what people are thinking of you, I don't think that's self-love. If you're worried
Uh,
about what people are
no, I'm just
thinking
gonna.
about you, I think that's a lack of self-love because you're worried about their point of view and not how
Well,
you feel.
let me put it like this: if you dress good, you look at yourself in the mirror, it's gonna give you some sort of uh, confidence, right? Where you
Mhm.
go out, when you
Mhm.
go to a business meeting, when you go to a job interview,
Mhm.
and it gives you an edge. That's
Mhm.
all I'm saying. I'm
Gotcha.
not trying
Okay.
to say, oh, dress better, so attention. I'm trying to say, when you go to do a job interview, you gotta dress nice,
Yeah.
and it gives you that edge because you feel better, you talk better,
Mhm.
and it gives you look at yourself. It's like, oh, okay, you know.
Yeah.
That's I think that's the point.
Mm.
Not trying to be like, oh, so you get people's attention.
Yeah.
I believe you gotta love yourself, but that comes with a lot of things. Dress nice,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
so you feel better. You
You know,
feel
I think
motivated.
dressing nice. It's important. I still have struggle with it though.
Yeah, it's something that changes. That's why you need a woman's touch for it.
Yeah.
Sounds cheesy, but you do.
Yeah.
I come to terms that whenever I go out, I ask my girlfriend to like, does
Mhm.
this goes with this, the sneakers with this pants or now, or
Yeah. I'm
dresses.
terrible with that, man. Like color coding my my clothes. I'm terrible. 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 And
I
shoes and what pants go with what shoes. I think I need a master class on styling myself.
we should talk about that one in your podcast too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that teaches you, and I
Yeah.
want to learn.
Yeah.
I want to learn. Cologne is a big one too.
Mhm.
I asked her, my girlfriend, like, well, what cologne does this, goes with this? 'Cause
Yeah.
it's good to have another
Yeah.
opinion.
Oh,
And,
bro, you want to keep it short and sweet because I'm baking in the sun and
okay.
I think we're getting
Oh yeah, and it's
sidetracked.
51 minutes, so Sammy is gonna get a 10. And I think we explore everything about loving yourself first, so you can love others. We made the points we wanted to, because what
Yeah.
else can you really say? Just take care of yourself, read, improve your life, improve your mind, and then you improve everything around you, and then you can give to others and to your
Yeah, give us
family.
some feedback. Let us know what you guys think, and if you have if you guys have topics you'd like to discuss as well. I mean, I'm sure you'll be
Oh, they
okay
can
to
write. They can write in the podcast in Spotify. They can put it
sweet.
down, and then YouTube you can write whatever you want.
Yeah, awesome.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching and listening. So have a great day.
All right, guys, take care.